Welcome to my 2023 What I Got for My Birthday haul. So, because I know people on Instagram especially were asking when I posted some of my Christmas stuff, they're like, so did you get like any music stuff? I was like, well, not for Christmas, but it'll probably be for my birthday since usually it's one or the other. Every once in a while it's both, but usually it's one or the other. So, yeah, actually, it is very much this time, so hang in there. This is probably more interesting for you guys to watch than the Christmas one was, but I love all of it, regardless. But first and foremost, I have to say, the biggest and best present that I got for my birthday this year was my sister Nikki came out from Arizona, and she spent basically the week out here. Fortunately, she did have to go home on my birthday, but like later in the day, like towards evening, so it's okay. It was totally okay. But it was so nice to have her out here. Like, you have no idea. When I heard she was coming out here, and I was totally caught off guard by it, I was like a crying, sobbing mess. I was so excited. So, there's that. And one of my presents is handmade by her. Let me get it. Actually, first, let me put on my birthday crown that I wore on my birthday. Ridiculous though it may be, I don't care. So, she painted this for me, and it's quite lovely. We spent the Friday of that week, because my birthday was on the Saturday. She, my mom, myself, and our other sister all spent a day painting together. And this is the one she did, and I didn't even know it was gonna be for me when she started working on it. And I think she was originally just planning on doing a sunset, just kind of beachscape, but then she changed her mind and turned it into a waterscape, and honestly, pretty freaking perfect color-wise as far as I'm concerned. So this will go up in my room somewhere. She even dated it. That's where I'm like, yeah, it's the day before my birthday. So I'm sure if you follow my Instagram, you saw my little foxy that I posted. Is it the greatest thing in the universe that's ever been painted? No. But I was kind of just trying to hurry and just crank out something because everybody else was all inspired, and then I'm over here like, I'm not even feeling it on anything. I kind of just want to watch you guys, to be honest, but I ended up doing that. That's the difference between when I'm inspired and when I'm not. It's stuff that comes out like that fox versus some of my better pieces, but it's okay. It's okay. It is currently hanging on my wall in my room, and I'm probably gonna hang this across from it on the other part of the wall, and it'll be cute. So, and Kimmy has hers in her bathroom, and my mom is on the fence if she even wants to keep hers or if she wants to paint over it and start over. I'm like, don't you dare. She does that shit constantly, and then I have to, rescue them so they don't get painted over. Like, that right there is nothing wrong with that, right? Right? We see that? She painted that years ago, and she thought it was terrible. And I was like, don't you dare paint over it. And actually that is already painted over a different painting she did years and years earlier. And I was like, why did you do that? I loved the other one. So I literally confiscated it after she did it that time. I'm like, don't you dare go over it again. I love it. Stop that. So anyway, yeah, they all got the painting genes. I did not, but that's okay. We're all different. So I have that. And I also have, just because I want to show it, a little orange kitty cat on my card from her. So anyway, those were from her. And then Kimmy gave me the Tony Moly Plumpkin Retinol Eye Cream. The full size of it instead of just the little sample size that I had already. And she didn't even know I had the sample size, so that was cool. She was just going with a theme of pumpkin. So, because she knows me and my pumpkin spice, which ties into the other main thing she got me. Well, this isn't one of them, but she also got me this too. My little Queen Anne cherries that I love so much. Whoops, dropped them. So there's those. But it goes with the theme of the Too Faced Pumpkin Spice Second Slice palette, which I may have squealed entirely too loud when I opened it. She was like, I hope you don't already have it. I was like, I do not. I wanted it so bad, and something told me to not pounce on it when it went on sale. I'm definitely glad I didn't now, because Had no idea she was buying that for me, but oh my god, it's so cool! And like, look at these colors. I'll open it and show you them proper, but like, the color names are Whip It Good, Sip Sip Hooray, Crust Issues, Cutie Pie, Pick of the Patch, More Please, Squash It, Everything Nice, Serving Looks, One More Bite, Sinful with a C, cause like cinnamon, Spice-tacular, Toasted, Second Helping, Scary Spiced, Fall Feels, Thankful, and Eyes on the Pies. So there was like an earlier pumpkin spice one that they did years ago. I missed out on that one. I was always sad about it, and she knew it. She also knew that I always wanted the peach one, but I did recently acquire that, so she went with this one. It was a good call. But yeah, so let me take the little thingy off. I think I can do this without blinding you guys. Actually, I should cover it. And that is why I cover the mirrors, just so you guys know. But, look how cute they are. Like, actually, it's not even doing justice in this lighting for some of these colors, because, like, kind of watching them out there. If I tilt it down a little, you can better see them. Proper English, Jen, you can do it. But, yeah, it's so cute. But, Nikki was looking and she's like, wow, that is like actually perfect for you. I'm like, no. And like, that's just like aside from the pumpkin pie theme just for the palette, but like the colors in general, those are me. I love it. So I got that. My cousin Brittany just came back from Disneyland, and remember guys, I think I mentioned it in a vlog, like, probably at least a year ago now, how there was somebody that kept coming into my work when I still worked there, that had that one Disney lanyard with all the Disney cats and dogs on it, and I complimented it every time I saw it, and they said it came from the parks. Guess who now? Oh, it's fun! Like, honestly, this came about because she just recently went to Disneyland, like, the day after Christmas, and spent several days there, and she posted a picture on her Instagram. She also has this one, and I was like squealing and fangirling over it. And she's just like, oh my god, thank you, yeah, I totally got it in one of the parks. And then like, about an hour later, she's like, Jen, they're totally still selling it. Here's a picture of it in the store. Do you want it? Yes! So she for me. So we've got Oliver, we've got Lucifer, we have Toulouse, Berlioz, we have, I believe this is the cat from Sword in the Stone. I could be mistaken. Correct me if I'm incorrect on that. That's the only one I'm iffy on. We have Cheshire Cat, Marie, Duchess, Thomas O'Malley, and then it repeats, and then on the flip side, we have all the doggies. So we've got Nana the dog from Peter Pan, Pluto, Dodger, Bolt, Copper, Lady and the Tramp, my darling lady. And then they repeat too. So, but yeah, when you wear it, you end up, I'm trying to put it back proper, okay. Where one side, just by the way it's constructed, you're going to see the cats on one side and the dogs on the other. My hair's in the way, and the lighting from the window is not helping, but you get the idea, right? Right, something like that anyway, but it is so cute. Actually, I somehow screwed that up where now it's all cats, but if you do it right, one side is flipped and you have dogs on one side and cats on the other, but anyway. So, I have that, and also has the cool little thing where if you want to just use the keychain part, ta-da! So, but I personally want it on there because I want my house keys on there. So, I have them on like a dorky little Old Navy lanyard that I've been carrying since about 2004. So, you know, it's time to upgrade. So anyway, we've got that. But more surprisingly, and even more relevant to my interests, I almost cried because I couldn't believe she actually tracked it down after all the hard work I spent trying to find this with no success for years now. She found the Rocket Fizz Monkeys Banana Nut Soda. This is a collector's item. This is not to open and drink. I mean, like, yeah, I suppose if you wanted to, you could, but this is a collector's item, guys. Granted, I am hoping and praying that that cap does not fly off over time, but I think it'll be okay. But, yeah. That. I was so stupidly excited over this. I'm like, little Davy down here. And it was appropriate, honestly, that she, of all people, was the one who found this for me. Because if you look at the photo of me and Davy Jones, she's the other one in that photo that a lot of times I crop out at her request because it was back when she was still heavy, so she's self-conscious about it. But in the full version of that photo, yeah, she's the one who went with me backstage that day. So very fitting that she found that and bought it for me. Total surprise. I had no idea. She said she also had a little something else for me, and that was the little something else. To her, probably not even a big deal. To me, huge, massive freaking deal. I am so stupid excited to finally own that. You have no idea. So, moving right along. We've also got my other boys covered, don't worry. I mean, yeah, we got my prefab 4, but we also got my Fab 4 as well, so I'm actually stupid excited to own this as well. So, we've got 1965 Beatles, which, my favorite Beatle year. But yeah, it's on this kind of distressed looking shirt. It's long sleeved, which honestly, for how often I have been layering t-shirts over long sleeve shirts just for warmth, this is perfect. My mom bought it over the summer and claimed it was going to be for her. I was like, I knew damn well it looked too small for her, but now I'm just like, oh, she was playing dumb and pretending it was for her when she knew damn well it was for me. Especially, like, when I immediately, like, I saw it, got jealous, and hopped on eBay immediately and started trying to find one. She's like, wait, no, don't. You have plenty of Beatles shirts. Let me just have this one, just calm down. And something about the way she said it, it didn't register that she was giving it to me, but I don't know, something pinged where I was like, alright, I'll chill out. Fine, even though I totally was like down to try and find it by my own, but now I'm glad I didn't because apparently she did in fact buy it for me in the first place. Either that or she had a change of heart, was like, maybe I should just give it to her, fuck, but no, I think it actually was intended for me from the get-go, especially with Ringo front and center. Come on, that screams for me. It's like Paul and Ringo are front and center in this, so it's like, come on. Pretty damn sure that was intended for me from the get-go, especially for the length of it. This would be too short for her too, so it's like almost too short on me, but if it is, I will layer something under it like a cami, and then it won't be too short. So anyway, I have that one. And then, this I actually saw and picked out on my own, but she bought it for me, like, back in November, because I happened to be with her when she was shopping for my brother's birthday, but she hadn't shopped for me yet. So this is, honestly, just, like, the cutest little, like, kind of retro olive avocado green and white checked shirt with itty bitty little daisies down it in rows. It's got a nice ruched middle in it that's stretchy and a tie middle, but more importantly, it is a thin sleeveless shirt, so I have a new summer shirt. I have a winter birthday. Do you understand what a big deal it is to even get so much as one summer item? Because otherwise it is 100% down to me to get my own summer stuff, and is why I just generally never get new summer stuff, because I just don't bother. So unless I'm gifted it, it pretty much doesn't happen. So I was very happy for that, and that shade of green. It's like my favorite shade of green, so I was like, yes, it's so retro and I love it. So there's that. I also got, which side's up? Is it? It's this side, so I think that was attached like that or something. But anyway, so it's like a big, heavy pullover in like this really cute plaid. You know me and my damn plaids, I know. But it has a matching hat with a pom-pom. It's a fuzzy little pom-pom, which is hilarious because Kimberly got so many of these freaking hats this year for Christmas from different people. Different colors, different prints, but like, they're even different brands, but they look like they were totally made by the same manufacturer. This also would fit right in with her, so I'm just like, this must be like a really in look this year, but like, she has an entire row of about 8 of them that she amassed from different people this year. I'm like, no, I have one too, I win! But they're gonna be so cute, like, oh my god, and because it's so heavy, I'm like, oh, that's gonna be so cozy. And it's like hella soft. I can't even begin to tell you how soft that is, but oh my gosh, I'm in love with it. So there's that. And then we got my Beetle Boys again. I actually own a Help shirt now. Like, okay, I must tell you, for people who are like not in the know with this, it is my favorite Beatle movie, but it is often the one that gets buried because in today's culture, it's kind of not politically correct anymore, so they never do theatrical runs of that one, which breaks my heart, being my favorite and all. It's the only one I've never seen on the big screen. And they've really started downplaying any kind of merch for it. It's super minimal, so I get very excited whenever I do see any, but usually, as far as shirts go, most shirts I've seen for Help, at best, they'll have the logo, but if it's just the logo, it's kind of a weird message, you know, if you don't have, like, the photos from the movie and, like, the Beatles with it. If it's just the Help logo, it's like, are you okay? But, more importantly, like, a ton of Help shirts that I've seen, I should put that in quotes, it has the logo, but the photos are from A Hard Day's Night, and that would just bother me for fucking ever. So I never, ever, ever bought any of those. For once, these are actually from the freaking movie. And I have my pouty puppy eyes Ringo. I'm like, if I could just have a shirt of that photo alone, I'd be totally happy, but this is great. This is honestly great to me. So, I finally own one, and I am stupid happy, and yes, it is Beatles licensed and everything. So, I am a happy girl. You have no idea. It's like, I've had stuff for just about every Beatle film, every Beatle album, except this one. Even though it's my favorite of their movies. Until now. Now I finally have one, so now I'm happy. Anyway, so there's that. And then one more Beatle item. I finally have the little army jacket John Lennon Funko Pop. Look how cute he is! Like, oh my god. They make several different John Lennon Funko Pops. They have this one. They also have, like, a psychedelic version where it's, like, silver except for, like, tie-dyed glasses, which, I mean, it's kind of cool. But if it's, like, this or that, I'm obviously going to pick the original. There's one of him in, like, the NYC shirt. There's one of him in, like, the black jacket, like that famous photo of him next to the Statue of Liberty. There's the one of him in the, like, all denim. But for me, post-Beatle years, anyone who knows me knows I am a sucker for Army Jacket John. Like, oh my god, like, it's unhealthy, the degree that I go to with how much I love that look on him. But, yeah, the fact that this was an option and a thing, non-negotiable for me, had to be that one. There is a photo of him actually in it, like, oh my god, is he not beautiful? He is beautiful. Anyway, so, yes. See, I didn't realize when they did the Yellow Submarine line of these, that Funko Pops were gonna be a thing. At that point in time, I thought they were, like, kind of weird, a little creepy almost, and I skipped them. I kick myself every day for that, seeing what that set goes for now. Because I will probably never own them. So the fact that these are newer, and they're still cheap, I was like, get it now. I also missed out on the preferred Elton John one that I wanted, the one that looks like the I'm Still Standing video. Yeah, of all the Elton ones, of course, which one's the only one worth big bucks now? Yep. Of course, is that the one I have my heart set on? So, maybe someday, but not yet. But anyway, I'm just glad to finally have this one. So, yay. My first Funko Pop, aside from the weird Black Panther one my uncle gave me for Christmas. So, I guess I technically have two now. But anyway, so I have that, and I'm very excited to own that. And then we have... Oh, let's move this over here because I almost forgot about that one. I have another flannel, but it's a hooded flannel. Like, my dudes. And it's blue and it's red at the same time. And it's nice and heavy, but also soft at the same time. I love it. You guys know I love me my flannels, so... Yeah, this was absolutely like the holiday season of all the flannel things for me, and I am so stupid happy over it. So I have that. And then this sweater is just so freaking pretty and so soft. Like, I don't even know what to compare it to. Like, just is like touching a cloud with this color. Like this little, like soft, sagey, minty green. It's not super long or anything, but it's just so cozy. Its reading is gray on the camera almost, but I assure you that is like a minty, seafoamy green. But it is like the softest chenille on the planet, and I hope like hell it does not fall apart in the washing machine like that pink one did over the summer that literally broke the dryer. Let's see, care instructions, does it say? Are they anywhere else on it? Please tell me there's care instructions. Turn inside out, machine wash, cool, delicate cycle. Yeah, basically don't put it in the dryer, which most of my tops I don't put in the dryer anyway, so, but okay. Good to know that this supposedly can go in the washing machine. I always do cold anyway, so alright. I'm just like so leery after like that whole debacle with the pink one like this that fell apart in there, even though it was brand new. Yeah, so I'm like, please stay in one piece. So, I have that. And then I'm very excited. I have the Davy Jones Live in Japan CD set, which is hilarious to me that they used a photo of, like, Monkey's Davy, even though this show is from the 80s. He did not look like that then. Like, the only thing 80s is, like, this photo on the back, like, I see why they're downplaying the look, because it wasn't his best look in the world. I'll give him that, but, yeah, we've got the Live in Japan album, we have the Hello Davy album, and then we have the DVD of Hello Davy / Davy Jones Live, which, the main reason I wanted this was for that DVD because it used to be in full on YouTube, and then this came out, and it got pulled off of YouTube, and I have missed it ever since. So I needed it back in my life, so just saying, because most of these tracks on here I already have, but they're all remastered, so they're gonna sound better anyway, but I wanted it for the DVD more than anything, but also that cover is just so damn cute. Loves him. So I have that. And then, couldn't forget his birthday buddy, my other fave. I did, in fact, get the vinyl of the Michael Nesmith Different Drum, the Lost RCA Victor recordings. It's a 2-disc set, and it is on the Blue Smoke vinyl pressing, so it's another colored vinyl. You know, I love those. But yeah, here's the back cover if you'd like to see it. I love that they have the nudie suit, like, featured so prominently here. I also love that that suit is now on display, and I think is it the Country Music Hall of Fame? It's something like that now. If I could swing it, I would love to go see it in person, because the photos just don't do it justice. I would love to see it in person. A few people have gone and taken photos up close of it and posted it on, like, the Monkees Facebook groups, and how much of this is, like, such intricate, like, embroidery and beadwork that I didn't even realize, like, just seeing photos of it, but then you see it up close, it's like, damn, look at all that detailing. Like, if it's that impressive in their photos, I can only imagine how impressive it must be to see it in person. I mean, this man kept it on display in his house, in a case, like, his whole life up till he died, so apparently he had it willed to where, after he went, that he wanted it to go be on display in a museum, so he's getting his wish that way, complete with the boots and the hat and everything, but yeah, so very, very cool. Very, very cool. So, I'll probably at some point also pick up the CD version just to have one that's, you know, easier to listen to more practically, but just because it's the cool, like, colored vinyl version, this is the one that I asked for my birthday, because it costs more, so it's like, well, I'll let somebody else pay more for that one for me, so I got that, and then finally, a last-second edition that I found out existed and begged for and was surprised came in time. Apparently, Davy Jones's daughters have put together a Davy Jones cookbook. And all of the proceeds of this cookbook go to help fund the care and keeping of his horses, which is why one of them is on the cover. And it's so cool. Like, there's photos all throughout this, too, which is just so damn nice. But more importantly to me, every single thing in here is vegetarian. So it's like, yes! Like, it's even, like, right there on the cover. That was the part where I was like, I want that. I want that. So, because again, if left to my own vices, pretty much I don't even fuck with meat. Like, if somebody else cooks it for me and I don't have to see it in its raw form, okay, fine. But if I'm the one doing it, we don't fuck with meat. Just, we don't. So, makes me very happy seeing that it's a vegetarian cookbook. But then one more thing, because there's always one more thing. And I wasn't sure whether or not to include it in this video, but given the timing of when it was purchased, I did buy this with my own money, so I'm considering this a birthday gift to myself. I didn't intend on buying myself a birthday present, but given the timing of when it went on sale and how limited stock they had left of it, I finally decided to pull the trigger on it and buy it for myself, after basically lusting for this thing for over the past year, to the point where I pretty much rationalized with myself. Those of you who follow my Twitter already know this story, that I had basically made a deal with myself that if I posted very, very, very simply a dozen covers in a reasonable amount of time, proving that I will in fact actually do the thing, I will let myself buy this. And while I was only a couple away from hitting that goal, I didn't think I would see it go on sale for this price again, and I was also scared that it might disappear to the point where I couldn't get it at all if I didn't buy it that moment. So being that close to the goal anyway, I was like, I'll just buy it now. I'll still fulfill my end of the bargain here to post those, but I bought it a little early. But say hello to my new baby. It is beautiful. Those of you who follow my socials have already seen her. She is absolutely gorgeous. A little dusty just because this house has so much dust in it. It's like, I haven't even had it a week and it already has dust. Like, how? How? It's not even like it's been sitting unplayed or anything, but just, there is no avoiding dust in this house, no matter how often you dust stuff. I even dusted this off earlier, and it's all over it again. I'm like, really? The heaters have been on like 24/7, so it happens. But yeah, so this is actually the same brand that made my ukulele. It's an Oscar Schmidt, which is like under the parent brand of Washburn, so it is a good quality guitar. Even though it's kind of a budget one, it's actually like surprisingly nice. So I'm still like in the period of getting to know it and getting used to the strings being closer together like this, because my other acoustic, my Spanish acoustic that you guys have seen a few times, the strings are spaced as far apart as the ones on my ukulele. So I'm trying to like relearn how to play a guitar with strings quite this close together, because while I was used to it on my Stratocaster and on my other electric, when's the last time I played either of those two guitars? Like, realistically. Yeah. So I'm basically having to relearn how to play on a guitar with strings this close together, but oh, it is magical being able to actually form much more spaced apart chords than I could actually manage on my Spanish acoustic that I've been playing since I was 14. So, you know, it was time. It was time. I have wanted a proper steel string acoustic of my own since I was 17. But I got my Stratocaster that year for my birthday, and I could not justify asking for a second guitar in the same year. So my 18th birthday, my dad had bought an acoustic guitar that in that moment he had claimed would be 50% his, 50% mine. He reneged on that deal like almost instantly. He just wanted an excuse to buy himself one, but yeah, kind of shitty. I got screwed out of a birthday present early that year, but it's why I had no guilt buying myself a guitar as a birthday present to myself this year, because I'm kind of healing that past trauma wound in my own heart of, well, now I have one that was still for a birthday. Even if I had to buy it myself, I don't care. I don't care. You don't understand. This particular guitar, I found it completely by chance over a year ago when I was kind of curious what else Oscar Schmidt had to offer. Like, mostly I thought they just did ukuleles. I just kind of wanted to browse just to see. I wasn't even shopping. I just wanted to look. And then I found out, oh, they sell all different instruments. Oh, they do guitars too? Really? Oh, let's just look through there. And then my eyes fell upon this lady, and it was all over for me. I think I knew in my heart at that moment, I need to own it. I need to. I couldn't justify it in that moment, but I knew, give me enough time, I will end up with her. Now, I also have to point out the irony that the only other time in my life that I laid eyes on a guitar and just immediately fell in love with it and never ever stopped thinking about it, to the point where to this day I still regret not having bought it, that was also in my teens. It was about this same shade of green. Now that was actually an electric guitar, and it was like clear acrylic and looked like an emerald, but it was so fucking pretty. So fucking pretty, but I did not have $800 something to spend as a freaking teenager, and my dad was not about to spend that for me. So that one remained a pipe dream, but I have to this day never forgotten it, and still think about it. I don't even know what brand it was or anything, so there's no way for me to try and track it down online, but my eyes landed on this one online. And even though it was just by chance, they made this in many more colors. They had it in blue, purple, red. They had it in like natural wood color. They had it in black. They had it in white. Like, there was only one option in my heart. It had to be the green one. It had to be the green one. Which is surprising, because I always figured if I bought myself my own acoustic guitar, it would be blue. I always assumed it would be blue, but the blue one of this did not wow me in any way, shape, or form. It just looked very plain and very boring. The red and the purple were strong contenders, but this green, I was like, I couldn't quite tell from the photos online. Was it a jade green or was it an emerald green? But either way, I knew I would not be upset with either one, and it's kind of both, because look at the headstock on it. And look at the back side. Like, the back side of the body is much more jade. Kind of same deal with the neck. But then the front is kind of like emerald, so it's kind of both. I have the best of both worlds, not to quote Hannah Montana or anything. But yeah, like, I obsessed so hard. Like, I could not stop thinking about it, even though I was just window shopping. It worked its way into my brain. It's not like this is the only time I ever window shop guitars. I've done that on millions of different sites and not had this happen, but this particular one, I couldn't stop thinking about it. I kept going back, just looking at that picture, and that's so fucking pretty. It's so pretty. Oh my god, and like, to the point where like, I saved the picture on my phone just so I could look at it and admire it for being pretty. And I was like, I'm being ridiculous. And then I started having dreams about the guitar. I am not exaggerating. I am not joking. That is a first that has ever happened in my life. I was like, Okay, so this is getting unhealthy. I either need to seek therapy or I need to just buy the guitar. We see which one I opted to do. But that was when I came up with my rationalization plan of, okay, let me make a deal with myself. Partly to slow myself down, buy myself some time to get some money together to buy a guitar, but also to make absolutely sure this isn't going to be something where, like, I changed my mind, like, a month or two down the line and suddenly I don't really care that much and have been like, well, now you just wasted all that money and you have a guitar that you don't play. Good job, asshole. I wanted to rule it out and make sure it wouldn't be something like that, and gave myself a goal to work towards. Hence, the thing of post a dozen covers in a reasonable amount of time. I didn't post what exactly the parameters of a reasonable amount of time, but still, given the fact that I've posted as many as I have, like in the past year, I think that's more than I've posted in the past several years combined. So, you know what? I'm counting that as a win. So, I'd say I earned it. So, I gave myself permission to do the thing. And I'm so in love with her. Like, I still need to buy her a case and everything too, but for right now, I've slept with her right next to my bed, so it's the last thing I see before I go to sleep, the first thing I see when I wake up. I am ridiculous. I am, like, literally in love with this guitar. It's stupid, I know, but, like, I told you I was having actual dreams about the freaking guitar. I was like, that's a new one for me. I have never had that happen with a freaking guitar or any instrument before, but it happened with this one. It's just like, it literally was calling out to me on a spiritual level that I needed to own it. And honestly, it wasn't that expensive. I think even like at the full price, it was like just under $300, which that's not that bad, especially for an acoustic. That's not that bad, especially for one with a built-in preamp and everything, which that's the first. I've never had an acoustic with that before. That's really good, actually, I think, especially for one that sounds as good as it does. So, don't worry, you guys will see videos once I, like, get a feel for it, because, again, I'm getting used to how close the strings are together, so it's like a relearning process. It's taking some time, but when I'm ready, there will be videos, of course. Of course. What would the point have been if there wouldn't be? But, like, and don't worry, I'm not retiring the ukulele. There will still be plenty of those videos, too. It'll just be whatever I feel more comfortable playing each song on. So, some I might even do a version on both. Who knows? The sky's the limit. There's no rule saying I can't do that. But, yeah, it is a process, but it's speeding up and getting a lot easier, so it probably shouldn't be too long, but I'm just like, oh, it's so pretty. It's so crisp and clear. Like, I'm just hitting open strings right now. That's not even a chord or anything, but just, it sounds so pretty. Like, it was well worth it. But, like, the first day that it came, I was so ridiculous. I honestly spent, like, 6 hours just, like, gazing at how pretty it was and taking photos of it. Just, yeah, I know. Like, this is probably an unhealthy obsession I have with this guitar, and I don't care. I don't care. I love it. Like, you do not understand how much. And I find it interesting it has, like, the built-in peg on the bottom to attach a strap to, but they don't have one on the top. I'm like, any fellow musicians want to help me navigate what that's about and how exactly to navigate that situation? Because I've had guitars that didn't have one at all, and I've had ones that had one down here and one up here, so there's a place to hook both ends of the strap to, but this one just has the one. I'm like, that's a little weird. What do you do with that? I'm not sure. So I'm like looking around on the neck, the back of the head, so I'm like, no, there's nothing there. So I mean, unless I were going to just literally tie it around the neck, and no, I'm not doing that. Yeah, what do you do with that? Is there like a way to install one on it somewhere without hurting it? But yeah, I don't know if you guys can see it in this lighting, but there's almost like an abalone or like an opal inlay around. Yeah, it's like not getting it because of the lighting in here, but if I tilt it, you can kind of see it around the hole and around the edges. It has it too. And then on the back, we have like a double line of it. My mom saw that when I first opened. She's like, oh, it has a crack down the back. I was like, no, Mom. No. Come here. Look closely. That is not a crack. That is supposed to be there. She is not a musician, by the way, so she was unaware that acoustic guitars always have a line of some kind down the back. I didn't know she didn't know that, though, so I let her see it, and then she's like, can I touch it? I was like, go ahead. Like, it wasn't even so much as tuned or anything yet. She's like, can I touch the strings? I was like, they won't sound very good until I tune it, but yeah, I guess. Like, go ahead. It was kind of adorable, honestly. I was just like, aw, somebody's as enthusiastic about this as I am. I'm glad for that. And of course, my dad being my dad, feeling one-upped once again. Let me see it. Fine. Don't get it dirty. Much more willing to let my mom touch it than you. Alright. And he immediately just, like, starts playing it even though it wasn't tuned. I was like, okay, I really wish you would let me tune that first, because you're kind of just hitting loose strings right now, but okay, cool. He's like, so what's that all do? I'm like, I don't know. I haven't even put the battery in yet to turn that on. Oh, well, you should do that, and then see what it does. Yeah, I'll do that. Eventually, until I'm ready to play with it. I don't want to kill the battery, so I'm not going to put the battery in until I'm ready to play with that. Well, you should do that today, and I'm not doing that today. Well, you should do it today. Dad, shut up. And like, I swear, every time I walked in a room for like the next few days, so did you put the battery in yet? Did you try it out yet? Are you fucking kidding right now? So at this point, now it's become a thing of defiance of, no, I haven't. The reality, I don't feel like lugging out the amplifier to plug it in just yet, so I'll get to it when I get to it, but we haven't gotten there yet, so eventually we will, but I'm not there yet. But when I do, I'll let you all know what those do, because it's got bass, mid, treb, pres, volume, notch, power, pitch, and note. So I'm not entirely sure what all of those do. It says 4-band EQ and digital tuner, so part of it's a tuner, apparently. And some of it, I'm sure, is just like with an electric guitar where it has those knobs on the front of it for the different ranges and tones, which seems so weird to me, having that on an acoustic, but okay, cool. But the rest, I have no idea what those do. And I think that's what my dad's like, come on, do the thing, I want to know what it does. And just knowing how much is bothering him and how antsy it's making him just fills me with life, so I'm putting it off, but because it's fun to fuck with him. But anyway, yeah, I had to show off my new baby, even though, admittedly, I did buy this with my own money, but timing-wise, it came, like, literally just, like, a couple days after my birthday, so I'm counting it as a birthday gift to myself, because I bought it before the birthday, actually. Actually, I bought it right before New Year's Eve, but because of the holiday in there, and then there's no mail, and the timing of when New Year's Day landed, and then New Year's Day observed, yeah, it took a bit for them to actually ship the thing, even though I bought it on Amazon, so you would think Amazon Prime, it'd come like in a day or two. Yeah, no, it still took till like the 11th, but that's okay. That's okay. But yeah, I'm in love with her. So anyway, yeah, I'm ridiculous. I know. I don't care. So, I needed to own it. And now I do. And now it's complete. So, yay. So, anyway, yeah, that. I know that the people who follow me on Twitter are like, thank freaking God you bought the thing. I'm so sick of hearing you go on about that damn guitar. Either buy it or seek help. That is an actual tweet that I got at one point from one person. It's just like, I'm going to get it, just give me time. But yeah, I finally have it, and it's in my hands, and it's lovely. And like, even the little pegs down at the bottom of the strings, if it'll show up on the camera, are like almost, oh man, it's not really showing because of the light being so bright. Let me actually pull those blinds down and like tilt it a little, see if I can get these to show up better. Give me just one moment to do that, because I think that would make all the difference here, because it's just too harsh of a light. So let's try that. Put that in a little bit. Something like that. Okay, let's try this now. Oh, now you guys can see the inlay's perfect. Damn, I should have done this earlier. But, down here, do we see in there? It almost looks like turquoise. It's so pretty. That I didn't even know about until it came, because I couldn't tell that part online. It didn't even mention anything about that, so I was like, that is hella cool. What bothers me is I think, I could be wrong, I think that may be built into each of the strings. So God forbid when one of the strings inevitably breaks and it comes time to replace them, how do you find strings that have those exact ones on them? Because these are Diodario strings, but I don't know how you would find ones that match that exactly. So, I don't know. I'm just like, is this part of a thing that comes off and you just like stick it in? Is this part of the string itself? I've had all kinds of different acoustic guitar strings with different ends on them, so I'm like, I've had the ones with the little ball, I've had the ones with the little like knobby loop, I've had some that were little pegs like this, although they didn't have the pretty thing in the middle like that. So I'm just like, okay, that's cool. But the other thing that makes me wonder if it's attached to the guitar though is that it looks like they're part of that black piece there. So, yeah, curiouser and curiouser. I don't want to like break it trying to find this out, but it definitely makes me wonder though. I'm like, do those like unscrew? Like, if anybody has enough knowledge to fill me in on that, please do, because you can almost see like a teeny little gap down in them where each of the strings goes into, which is the part that makes me wonder if that just comes off and like you put it in there wrapped around the thing and you stick it back on. Like, I don't know. Like, they feel pretty firmly on there because I like just gently like wiggled each one to see like, do they screw? I don't think they do. I think those were pretty well set. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, worst case scenario, I suppose if when the inevitable comes, when a string breaks, because with a guitar, that will always eventually happen. Your strings will eventually break, no matter how careful you are. I could always bring it to a music store and ask them, and have them restring it if need be. But if anybody just knows, that would be great info to have, because I'm just unsure when or how to go about that with this one. Because the more I've looked at it, I'm like, those are really cool, but I'm not sure I quite understand them and how exactly they work. And I would like to understand it. And if it's something simple enough, that'd be really cool if it's something I can fix myself when the time comes to do so. Also, looking up here, I'm like, oh, wow. Like, they have it so cleanly wound on every string. There's not even, like, a little piece that sticks up anywhere on this. And I'm like, damn, they did, like, a really good job. But then again, this is, like, from the factory. Nobody ever gets it quite that neat a second time when it comes to restringing. So I'm just like, oh, I'm taking it all in now, because I know damn well whenever I have to replace a string, it's never going to look that neat again, probably. But unless I take it somewhere, in which case maybe, but anyway. Yeah, I did not intend to spend half of this video just babbling about my guitar, but here we freaking are. I'm obsessed with it. I think we've established that, but, yeah, that. So I'm just going to shut up now and, set it down and wrap up this video and let you all get on with your lives. So anyways, thank you for watching. As always, you know what to do. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. If you're not already and you'd like to be, click subscribe, hit that notification bell icon so you never miss an upload, leave comments down below. Make sure you're following my social media accounts, my Facebook fan page, my Twitter, my Instagram, my eBay, my Reddits, everything and more. It's all down below. And if you like what I do here on this channel and you'd like to help support it, the donation link, as always, is down in the description. Anyway, guys, until next time, see ya.